What's up everybody? Welcome back to the Neighbor's Kitchen. I'm Danny and today I'm going to show you how I make my pellet smoker beer brownies. So leave the brownie mix at the store because this is far superior to anything you can buy in a box. Let's get cooking. Alright, so the first thing that I do is I get my pellet smoker up to temperature, and we actually want 350 degrees. I set mine at 375 just because I feel more often than not that it is a little bit cool. I'm using a Traeger Pro 34, so I get it ignited first and then put it up to temperature, making sure everything is working, but you don't need a Traeger for that. Use whatever pellet smoker you have available to you. Now, behind me I have all the ingredients out, and we're going to start by melting some chocolate. Okay, this is a standard 9-ounce pack of chocolate chips. Take a cup. We're not going to use this right now. Set this aside for later. What we're going to do is set up a little kind of double boiler here. We're going to put water in there, and this will be our melting pot. As to not burn it, we're going to put in the remaining chocolate chips from the 1 cup. And then we're going to put in, this has just been on the counter for about an hour, so it's softened but not fully. That's going to go in there as well. I'm going to top this off with a lid. And I go right up until this is floating. And you want to make sure that it's not going to overflow on you too. But what this does is heats up the water to boiling so that your smaller pot where you got your melting going on, this will not burn your stuff. You don't want to burn your stuff. Next step, you're going to want to get 2 separate mixing bowls. We're going to go with the smaller one here, and we're going to mix together in this one the flour, cocoa powder, and salt. All these instructions and ingredients are in the description below, so don't worry about trying to memorize that. And what we want to do with this is get it nice and combined so that it will be nice and even once this meets our wet ingredients. And this also helps ensure that it's not going to clump together. So that's good. Now, set this aside. And in your other mixing bowl, this is the bigger size. We're going to, I've got 4 now room temperature eggs. You can see they've been condensating. We just got a storm. I'm going to try that trick that Kate showed us. There's that. Yeah, I think that is a superior method, if I'm honest. Until your last one. There we go. So there's 4 large room temperature eggs. And we want to beat these. Get them nice and good. We're going to grab our whisk. And in this solution goes our sugars. And we want to mix this until it is well combined and kind of thick, honestly. There we go. Now leave these 2 separated until we're getting there. I'm just going to go ahead, mix everything up in here. It's almost there. Don't mind if I do. We are cooking this. This is my absolute favorite thing to do in a 9x13 cast iron pan, with a little bit of butter and a paper towel. There's that. Check on our chocolate and butter mixture. That is all melted, so we can turn this off. And we're just going to stir that butter into the chocolate. And here is our egg and sugar mixture. Here's our dry ingredients. And what we're going to do is we're going to bring in our dries, bring in our chocolate and butter. That'll do. For our final step, we need some beer. Now, when I first started making this, I almost exclusively used Guinness, their stout. It's really good, but then I started playing around. I used a left-hand brewing milk stout. That was very good. I tried a Breckenridge Brewery vanilla porter. That was very good. But today we're trying something new together. This is a local brewery, Braxton Brewing, and this is a stout with coffee. So that'll be pretty good. We need a half a cup of this, so there'll be some left over to see what we got. For the record, this is going to bake all the alcohol out, so don't worry about serving this to underage kids. It's got 0 alcohol in it once you serve it. Don't worry about that. So we're going to get half a cup of our beer. Kind of difficult to judge with the bubbles, but let's see what this one tastes like. Cheers, guys. Oh, that's gonna be a good pick. So once you got everything combined, we gotta get this mixed nice and evenly. Once you're at this step and everything is nice and combined, we're going to trade out the whisk for the spatula. We're going to put in our 1 cup of chips that we left behind, and we're just going to gently fold this in to get them dispersed, and hopefully, see how there's some at the top? They're going to remain in suspension so that they're not all going to be at the bottom. And then we bring our cast iron over and evenly we go. There we go. And into a preheated pellet smoker we go. Nice and centered for 30 to 35 minutes, but remember, we always cook to completeness, not time. So we will know this is done when the toothpick trick comes out nice and clean. See you in about half an hour. All right, we're at the 20-minute mark. I always like to check things before it comes to the end to make sure that we're not going too fast, because you can always go longer, but you can't go shorter. So here we go. Got a nice rise. I'm going to insert a clean toothpick into the center. Yep. That is not what we're looking for, but that is about what I'm looking for at the 20-minute mark. So I'm going to come back out at the 30-minute mark and check it again. And, yep. That's what I'm looking for. We're at the 30-minute marks. Grab some oven mitts. Look at that. Here we go. I'd like to just take a moment to point out that I wore a white shirt for perhaps the first time on the channel, and there's no chocolate on it. That's cool. So we have one final step to do. This has been cooling right here for about 15-20 minutes. And we're going to dust the top with a little bit of powdered sugar for a little extra flavor and sweetness and excellent presentation. You can use a sifter if you like. You can do it by hand. I like to use my little strainer, regular serving spoon. Come here. Try to get even coverage. Wonderful. Now this is my contribution to our family's Easter dinner, but I think they'll understand if we sneak a corner for the outro. All right. I snuck a corner piece because, well, I'm the chef. You're gonna love this. This is just the ultimate brownie. Guys, thank you so much for hanging out with me this week. I hope you're encouraged to try this at home. You don't even need a pellet smoker. Do the same recipe in the oven. The instructions are actually the exact same. Feel free to take your own take on this. I did not use vanilla. in this today because of the smoke, but perhaps you can add that. 2 teaspoons would be fine. You know, frost the top instead of sprinkle powdered sugar on it. Doesn't matter, just try this at home. If you don't mind, hit that like button, make sure you subscribe to the channel. If you want to help me out in a little more direct fashion, please check out my affiliate links down below to some of the stuff I used today in this video. And you know, find me on Facebook. Hang out with me over there. You can help guide my future video ideas. And we have a good time over there. So thanks so much for hanging out with me this week. Until next time, be well.